I had this lovely training program that I'd put together, so I'm self-coached, and I do that based on just research that I gather from other swimmers and their experiences and what they've done. I had this lovely training program that saw me build up gradually to 100k per week for 3 weeks, and then tapering off for 2 to 3 weeks, and that was a build over, I think 6 months or something like that, and was following that to the letter for probably the better part of about 3 or 4 months until I got injured. So that was going perfectly, and a lot of work in the pool, like swimming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10k per day, and then doing some work in the ocean as well. And then I got injured. I was out for December and Jan with a shoulder injury. We reset the window, and then from there it was a bit of a mix of gym work and mostly long swims in the ocean, which made up the training. So I had to kind of adapt things a little bit after that injury. And
what's a long swim? What do you consider a long swim in the ocean?
So the plan was for the second part was that I would build up from 3-hour back-to-back swims. So 3 hours on a Saturday, 3 hours on a Sunday, to I think it was ultimately building up to 12-hour back-to-back. It wasn't quite what eventuated, but doing 3 hours back-to-back, 4 hours back-to-back, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and then 3 8-hour swims in a row over Easter weekend. And that was across both the pool and ocean at times. So sometimes, like over Easter weekend, for example, I did 8 hours in the pool on Friday, 8 hours in the pool on Saturday, then 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the ocean on the Sunday, and then went back for another 4 hours on the Monday.
Have you got an incredibly understanding employer? Because you've got quite a high...
I was just about to say that.
You've got quite a very good job, and 12 hours in the ocean.
I'm fucked after an hour session in the gym and then having to go to work.
No, but how are you fitting it? How are you doing it?
Other things kind of sacrificed as I go through the training journey. So work is, I make sure that doesn't get impacted. And then the things that probably naturally fall off, like social events, not getting as much like rest and recovery. But there's still a lot of hours in the day. You can, if you work a 50-hour week, you can still do a hell of a lot of stuff around that.
I love the eyeballing me as well, and I'm shrinking into my seat, going, yeah, he's right. He's actually right. Like the amount of time I waste scrolling through social media when I could be doing an open ocean swim.
What would be the earliest time that you would start these swims? Is it, are you like 2 a.m. in the morning to sort of eat into your morning?
I mean, that's over the weekend, right? So I wouldn't do that over
not on a school night.
A weekday.
Not on a school night.
Yeah. So 2 a.m. I think that was the earliest start. I did one swim overnight, like starting in the evening after, it was like a Friday. I just finished up work, went home, got my food together, drove out to Takapuna, got my stuff ready, and then started swimming and didn't stop until the next morning.
And we'll talk about the importance of a support crew a little bit later on, but for those training swims, you haven't got a kayak person next to you supporting you on that either. So is it just leave a note, hey Sarah, off on another swim at Takapuna Beach, see you in the morning, and just hope that you come back? Like, flippant aside, but do you have to put checks and balances in place to ensure your safety as well?
Yeah, like I'd tell her, these are the hours that I'm going out for. If I'm not home by this time, you can probably get worried. I'll give you a call, around this time.
Personal locator beacon, have you got one of those on you?
No.
When you're in the water?
No. So it's pretty simple when I'm going out and doing those long ocean swims at night. I'm going out with a tow float, which is like a little inflatable kind of balloon in a way, and that has capacity for one bottle in it. And I'd have some liquid feeds in the back of that, and then the rest of my liquid feeds I'd have under my car. So I'd park my car on the Takapuna boat ramp,
Wow.
And then
mate.
I'd have, just swim up and down the beach from 2 a.m., 3 a.m.,
Right,
whatever
okay.
it is. Have my drinks, and then once the bottle in my tow float is used up, I'd go back to my car, swap it out, and then get back in the water. So, like a minute or two interchange between. But it just kept it simple. I didn't have to jack up mates to try and join me at silly o'clock in the morning.
Right, because in my rudimentary mind, I'm thinking you're swimming like miles out into the middle of the harbour and then coming back again, but you swim parallel, like a long, parallel to the beach. Okay,
You got it.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel safe again for you now.